Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about embracing who we are and releasing the fear of not earning money and stress in business. We are going to identify money mind patterns of people that you know and I know, um, and also we are going to identify our own mind patterns that we can see that is a, giving some limitation to our definition of ourselves, and uh, and this way we are going to release ourselves from these limiting mind patterns. And so uh, the mind pattern will show us some mind components. As we know, patterns are like how we do something, how we tie our shoes, how we brush our teeth, how we eat. These are patterns, behavior patterns. Before a behavior is acted out, it starts from the mind. We think about it. We fear about something, then we desire to satisfy that which we think is going to give us something that will fulfill parts of our lives. And so when we think about something, we most of the time imagine about the different scenarios about that particular idea or anything that we think about, and then we sort of have a conversation in our mind. We react to it, and then we act it out as a behavior pattern. And so we're going to look at what the words that um, we usually hear talking about money, like people like Napoleon Hill, Trump, and Tony Robbins. So let's begin. First, uh, we would like to look at Napoleon Hill. So um, the in the book Think and Grow Rich, we can see that thinking about positive stuff, about getting rich and being um, and having positive thinking contributes to being rich. And so I have here a mind pattern that we can look at. So here I I usually say I have not achieved what I set out to achieve. All achievements all earned riches begins from an idea. That's from Napoleon Hill. I should change my negative thinking to a positive idea. For example, I've read that book of Napoleon Hill. This is what's going on in my mind. From I should change my negative thinking to a positive idea. From I am poor and needy to I am rich. And I have all that I need. I can make myself believe that. And if I act as if I have that, I will become it. Then I will say, I love Napoleon Hill. This is exactly what I need to start having prosperity in my life. Not realizing that this is, in fact, a mind pattern that I did not direct, but rather, um, and me within my mind thinking through interpreting what I see, what I hear, and then the feelings and emotions involved, and then the experiences I have with regards to that. So it is basically an interpretation of what I see and hear, or what I perceive. And so it's not really me directing myself to see what is real. It is connected to an idea normally. And so, to make this simple, we are going to look at this pattern and identify the mind components in it. So, here with us is Leon Perry, um, and he is with me here. We are going to look at this pattern, and Leon, do you
Yep.
want to say something? Say hello.
Hello. Just had a question about Napoleon Hill. Can you expand on who that is, basically, in one short sentence?
Well, when I started selling, um, we were reading his book, and normally reciting his quotes to kind of motivate us to sell.
Oh,
And so,
this is like a motivational speaker or something? A motivational person?
yeah.
Oh.
But because we are in business, we are looking at this mind pattern because it is being seen at the moment as something that is needed, something that one needs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not being questioned. So we're just like um, questioning what is here, what is around us, what is being taught, and and the patterns that the mind patterns that is within it all, so that then we can um, identify the words that kind of have this definition that that is usually from a collective definition based on some bias, and we will direct this particular word. Let's say here, for example, it's the word rich that I can see, and then And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at words that we associated
Mhm.
with this word, positive and negative. So, what did you associate with the word rich?
Me?
Um, First of all, before we go there, um, let's talk about the mind components in this one particular pattern. What can you see here, Leon?
Uh, let's see.
The
Ideas.
first one,
Oh,
I
base.
have not achieved what I set out to achieve.
Uh, well, within that, I see a self judgment.
It's a negative self-judgment.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the next one, all achievements, all earned riches begin from an idea.
that would also be an idea. Well, that would be an idea, basically.
Okay. I should change my negative thinking to a positive idea.
That's an idea.
It's also an idea. And from I am oh I should change my negative thinking to a positive idea, from I am poor and needy to I am rich.
Idea.
It's an idea which is really based from a belief that if I am poor, I'm inferior, and if I'm rich, I'm superior. And so better be superior so I can win in a way. And so there is also comparison here between the rich and the poor,
Yeah.
and a judgment, of course, that the poor is inferior and the rich is superior. So the next sentence, and I have all that I need, I can make myself believe that. So here, Leon,
Mm-hmm.
what is the mind component here?
They can make yourself believe. Sounds like manipulation.
Mm-hmm. So if I make myself believe something, I am manipulating myself to conform with the idea, or believe the idea, rather than just be here and look at the common sense
Mm-hmm.
within what's being said or what is in front of me. Um, and also decide from a point of what is mutually beneficial for all of us. And so the next sentence, and if I act as if I have that, I will become it. So
That would be an idea.
that would be an idea. Um, Based on a belief um, that if I act out whatever I'm thinking, I will become that. This one is definitely from what I've read in the media, in books, and have heard from the media that if I continue on, for example, affirming that the positive about something, let's say for example, I will earn um, I will earn a lot of money and people are going to buy whatever I'm selling because I will attract money in my life and stuff like that. And if I say that every day and then act that out, like being an actor,
Mm-hmm.
and so then that will happen. And in the next sentence, I said, "I love Napoleon Hill. This is exactly what I need to start having prosperity in my life." What is that, Leon?
Belief.
Okay, so there's a belief that. What's the belief here?
It's the belief that if you act a certain way, that you'll gain prosperity.
Yes. And so, as you can see,
Without actually testing the fact, it's testing it first for yourself. By just doing it.
and also looking at the starting point,
Mm-hmm.
meaning here, you get you got a word, you got a behavior, and this is based on an idea of someone else, of, let's say, for example, of Napoleon here, and I'm taking this as my truth without even testing it first, meaning, um, having a look at what the starting point of Napoleon Hill when he has said this. Is it according to, is it going to benefit all, or is this a statement based on, um, a self interest, or a motive to enrich oneself,
Yeah.
not considering if this is really, um, going to benefit everyone concerned. Meaning, if I apply this in the food industry, you know, and if I'm, like, for example, vegan, I will say that, those meat eaters will be, or is going against, what is best for all. But then that is a judgment, and so my motive will be, or my actions will be motivated by an interest. For example, if I have a vegan restaurant, for you to be vegan, so that then you will come and eat at your restaurant. So let's go to the next, slide. For this, we would need you to look at your own mind pattern and have a look whether or not you have the same mind pattern. Identify a mind pattern that is, um, according to this one that we just talked about. The next one would be the Trump and Kiyosaki's mind pattern. This is Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. They are, um, people who are talking about, you and me getting rich. So it's worth looking at what they're saying. But, I have a mind pattern here that I want to share that is, um, parallel to this one. Why we want you to be rich. Take a look at this. It goes like this. This economic system is working in my favor. I'm better off than the rest. I am rich and they are poor. I'm feeling guilty about this. I can help them to be rich. This way I will not feel guilty. I will be rich and I will earn money by teaching them how to get rich. So the first sentence, Leon, what would be the mind, component of that?
Um, That would be fear actually, because
This economic system is working in my favor,
yeah,
meaning it's in my favor. So it is an idea also.
mm,
And so why did you say fear? Because
because you're wanting to the system to work for you. You know, you are afraid of fear of survival.
in that particular system, you
Mm.
know that the present economic system is not favorable for you. So you work yourself. You you want to succeed in um, making yourself survive in the system. And because you survive, you wanted to help others to also survive, but not realizing that the starting point of that is also fear,
Mm-hmm.
because you fear really to survive in this unequal economic system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know that, and so there's fear in that.
Yes.
There's fear, and then there is also an idea, and this one here is also an idea. I am better off than the rest. What about this one? I am rich and they are poor.
Comparison.
Comparison. Again, we're comparing the rich and the poor here. Um, and the next one is I am feeling guilty about this.
Guilt.
Guilt, obviously. And then I can help them to be rich.
uh,
This is an idea.
mm,
Or a justification. I'm being rich is justified. If I'm rich, I'm justified. There's justice to that. And so what I can do is I can help others to be rich, and all of us will be rich, and so you won't have to look at me and how I'm taking so much more than you. So what you reckon this is? Yeah.
um, that one is hmm,
Here I can see that this is an idea, because the ideal that I I know
oh yeah.
is that in this unequal economic system, you can only win if you're rich. So I want you to be rich also. It looks like a benevolent idea, but if you can see here, uh, in the end of this pattern, um, it's not really. So this way, I will not feel guilty. So there is a self um, self interest. The reason why I'm going to help you is so I will not feel guilty.
Yeah.
So what would that be?
So it's not a real help. It's manipulation.
It's manipulation. Isn't that justification also? It's justified
Yeah.
because I will help you to be rich.
Yes.
Okay. I w- because if I help you, I will be rich and I will earn money by teaching others how to get rich. What is that?
Which uh, I did.
Justification.
I did in a justification
There's an idea that what's the idea, Leon?
that you'll earn the money if you teach them how to get rich.
Okay. And then that absolves me um from um the poor pointing a finger at me and telling me, "You're taking so much more, and you're actually taking my share." So yeah, this is very cool. So here the definition of the word rich and the word poor is also um, driving this mind pattern where the rich is someone who has more,
Yeah.
and the poor has less assets, and so we have to redefine or expand the definition of the rich and the poor. Why? Because then we can look at the word as what it really is and not according to the the values that we give it, either someone having more value, like the rich having more value and the poor having less value. So very cool. And so what will be the words that what are the words that associate that you the word poor, for example? What positive words?
Freedom, time, um, that's basically it.
Mine will be
Family.
rest, time,
Yep, rest.
enjoyment, um, and yeah, that's all there is to it. And the negative words that I connected to the word poor would be survival. These are not, in fact, negative words. These are words that we give a negative charge to because of our definition of the words. So
Survival. Is there any?
survival, food, clothing, shelter, medical attention, healthcare, I guess education, victim, um, stupid, the word EP, help, money. What about you? Do you have any words that you associate with
No.
it? Or you have the same
Yes.
words like I have? Okay, good. So again, I would like to ask you, everyone that's watching or listening to this, to identify the mind pattern that you have that is parallel to this mind pattern that we just discussed, and identify your Trump and Kiyosaki mind pattern. This is just a name we give this mind pattern to sort of differentiate them from the rest. It's not meant to judge Trump or Kiyosaki, but The next mind pattern that we are going to look at is Napoleon heals again. So here, this is my mind pattern. I am not as rich as I want to be. Let me restructure how I think. That is a good idea. It is positive. I will then do something to make this idea a reality. I will think rich and grow and become rich. I can hear your moving your notes, Leon. But I am not as rich as I want to be. So, Leon, what is this? What is this mind component?
Um,
There is comparison here, isn't it?
that would be more like an idea of what rich. It's actually like it's not guilt, but it's like
This is actually an idea of how I can be happy if I'm richer, based on a belief that I will not be happy if I'm not as rich as I want to be. And so the next one would be, let me restructure how I think. There is a belief, there is a belief that if I restructure the way I think,
yeah.
things are gonna be better, and I will also reach. And what about this, Leon? That is a judgment
Yeah.
of the idea. And this one, Leon, it is positive.
It's also a judgment.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And this one, I will then do something to make this idea a reality. Manipulation.
Yeah.
So manipulation is an exercise of controlling the situation. So we're not talking about the whether this is good or bad, positive or negative, or right or wrong. This is not what we're trying to identify. We're trying to identify the mind component so that then we can release whatever positive or negative charge we gave to the word that is driving this mind pattern. I will think rich and grow and become rich. What is that?
Manipulation.
Okay. That's
Self-
also an idea. And also an idea that what, Leon?
That if you think rich and grow,
If you think rich, you will grow and become
yeah.
rich. And it's also controlling the way you think.
Yeah.
You will have to exert an effort to actually change the way you think, rather than just releasing through forgiveness, recognizing that I am the one who created the way I think, and so I can actually uncreate that. And so the self forgiveness here will then get you to a point of taking self responsibility. So if you recognize this mind pattern, please have a look at um, a mind pattern that you might have. identify it so that then we can release um, the mind components within this mind pattern. And this mind pattern again um, is being driven by the words rich and poor. So let's go to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, I heard him speak in one of the conferences that I attended, and of course, he's got this personality that uh, that many people get attracted to. At that time, I was one of them, and so I would like to also release this mind pattern. It's something like this, Leon. Please read this one.
How do you win? Oh, I was looking at something else here. The ultimate edge answers the questions: how do you get the advantage long term? How do you find that mental, psychological, emotional, physical, financial edge that lets you do well all of the time, and within good times or bad?
By Anthony Robbins.
Yeah.
And so here's a pattern that I have. How do you win? Don't you hear yourself sometimes say that?
Yeah.
How do you win?
Well, no,
Or
I don't consciously. I don't consciously say it, but I unconsciously speak it through the words that I speak.
mm-hmm. How do you win? How do you win mentally? How do you win psychologically? How do you win emotionally? How do you win physically? How do you win all the time, good times or bad? This is to me trying to really um, push yourself to um, sort of get out of um, or not being driven by survival, just surviving day to day, and driving yourself to go beyond that, to sort of earn more money so that then you can live an abundant life, you know. So how do you win all the time, good times or bad? And also there is an element of control here. So the first one, how do you win? It's an idea that
Yes.
um, you can win by doing this 1, 2, 3. And then the second one, Leon, how do you win mentally? Again, it's an idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, what other? There can be also a belief on how you can win mentally.
Um. Yeah.
Or what the next one? How do you win psychological?
How do,
That's the mind component.
mm,
It's still, for me,
basic. I mean,
there's a belief in an idea uh, of how you can win psychologically. And what about this other one? How do you win emotionally?
um, adjustment.
A judgment of what?
Well,
Please,
because you don't see yourself as oh mm,
there's a belief that one is not
yeah,
winning emotionally or losing emotionally, and so one wants to win emotionally so that then one can transcend
yeah,
that losing um, mentality. And so this is an idea and a belief also. And what about the next one? How do you win physically? The same thing. Yeah?
Yes.
There's an idea and a belief that this is how you can win physically by exercising or whatever um, the person who has this mind pattern is thinking on how one can win physically. What about this last one? How do you win all the time, good times or bad? What's the mind component here?
Manipulation.
This is what is being manipulated here.
How do you win all the time? It's the point of trying to keep yourself into this mode of winning, or it's what mode of happiness, without looking at all the other dimensions involved.
I can also see control here, trying to control the situation to to for with or within self-interest, because if I can win all the time, good times or bad, I will be on top of the situation. And because I am on top of the situation, who will not be in control? That's the question, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There will be many people other than me that will be a victim of the situation of this unequal system of money. So for me, um, you can win really by changing something that will to a system that will
guarantee survival for all from birth to death. There are many different kinds. There are many um, different suggestions that was given in the media. One that I am particularly interested in is that um, the we channel the corporation's money to, especially the corporations that profit from um, is profit from selling natural or raw or profiting from the raw materials of the earth like water, um, and so they can take whatever they um, they spent as capital and then give their get some profit for the operations of the corporation, and then the give the rest to the people, because water was given by the earth to everyone equally. Yes, Liam?
Yes.
So, what is the word that is driving this pattern? The word win, isn't
Yeah.
it? Okay. So, identify a pattern that you can see in your life that is parallel to this one. And if you need some help with regards to identifying the mind components and releasing them, get in touch with us and we will have some support there for you. Um, we are going to our next mind pattern. This one is Zig Ziglar.
we call this Zig Ziglar mind pattern. No, but this is actually my mind pattern that is parallel to what is being said here in this photo of Zig Ziglar. Money isn't the best thing in life, but we need it. Without it, we will die because we will not be able to buy food to survive. Would you be able to read this Zig Ziglar quote here, Ian?
Money isn't the most important thing in life, but it's reasoning. Uh, but it's responsible.
But
No,
it's
but it's
reasonable.
reasonably close to oxygen on the gotta have it scale.
By Zig Ziglar. So the first one, Leon, we are going to look at the mind component. Money isn't the best thing in life.
Belief
And what is the belief here?
that money isn't the best thing in life.
And of course, there is an idea that something is the best thing in life. And the second one, but we need it. But we need it. For me, this is an idea.
Yeah, idea.
We need money. And then or it may not be an idea, it might be a reality because you will need it unless you have a lot of money and you don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
So without it we will die. What would that be?
Belief.
It's a belief, but also a physical reality that um, without money um, we can actually die if someone will not help us. And so this is part of coping in this system, in this unequal system, where we do business as part of our coping mechanism. We motivate ourselves as part of our coping mechanism. So we try to cope with this unequal system rather than change it or assist in changing this system to one where um, everyone can survive from this to death with like they will have guaranteed survival. What about this one? Because we will not be able to buy food to survive.
Justification. It's justification.
What's being justified here?
The previous, without it we'll die, which is money.
Okay. So um, this is the last quote that we are looking at, and so have a look at your own mind pattern that is parallel to this one and identify the mind component so that then we can release it. The main word that is driving this pattern is the word money, and so we are going to look at the positive and the negative charged words that we connected to money. What about you, Liam? What is the positive? What did you attach to the word money that you have given a positive charge to?
Rich.
Okay. Mine is comfort. Another one.
Freedom.
Um, Mine is vacation. Do you have any other? Yeah.
No, I forgot.
Um, I would say a house. So the word house, the word car, the word business, the word um, food, shelter, home, um, and the words that I attach to the word money that has that I charge with a negative value would be uh, homelessness. What about you, Leon?
Yeah.
Negative charge
Homelessness is
word.
also fear.
Any other? Any other?
No.
So mine would be debt and poverty and unemployment. Um, Third world. Um, Squatters. Um, and if you have time and if you wanna also identify the words that you attach to money, um, that you give a positive or a negative charge to, please do identify them so that in our part 2 of the conference call and the webinar, we can talk about how we are going to expand these words and also to how we are going to release the charges, both positive and negative. And so thank you for attending the or for being with us here in this webinar and also the conference call. And Leon,
Yes.
do you have any last words to say?
No.
All right. And so thank you everyone, and we'll see you next time.